Today's topic for discussion is anatomy of Cycas young root. Anatomy or transverse section of Cycas young root. Let us see the details. The anatomy of young roots that consist of the following structures, that is uppermost layer, that is known as epiblema. Epi means outside, outer. Epiblema, outermost layer. Let us see how is the outermost layer. Epiblema, it is the outermost layer of root which is single layer in thickness. Single layer is present. The cells of epiblema, they are barrel shaped and they are very compactly arranged without any intercellular spaces. There are no intercellular spaces. All the cells, they are arranged one above the other and such a layer is formed. It is single layered. Epiblema, it is a single layer that consists of barrel shaped cells. Some of the cells bear hair-like structures which are called root hairs that are unicellular. The root hairs are developed by the modification of the epiblema cells. Okay. Next, this is the cortex. Cortex is made up of parenchymatous cells. Parenchymatous cells means the cells are thin walled and the cells are arranged without intercellular spaces. This is the food storing region of the root. There are many layers of cortex and the cortex is placed below the epiblema. The region between epiblema and endodermis, endo means inner, dermis means skin. The region between epiblema and endodermis is filled by cortex, and the cortex tissue is parenchymatous tissue that helps in storage of the food. The starch grains are present in the parenchymatous cells, that is the stored food material. Okay. Next layer in the transverse section of root of Cycas is endodermis. Endo means inner, dermis means skin. Inner layer, that is endodermis. It is also single layered and the cells are arranged very compactly without leaving intercellular spaces, and this endodermis is placed just below the cortex. Okay. And in fact, the endodermis is not so clear in the young root of the Cycas. Next region, next layer of tissue, that is pericycle. Pericycle is multi-layered. Multi means many. Many layers of pericycle is present. It is multi-layered and it is parenchymatous in nature. The pericycle layers are made up of parenchymatous tissue, and this pericycle cells are thin-walled, compactly arranged, and this pericycle is very closely associated with the endodermis, because the pericycle is placed just below the endodermis, and this pericycle, because of its multi-layered nature, it gives mechanical support to the endodermis because it is very closely associated with the endodermis. Okay, this is the pericycle. And inside, below the pericycle, stele is there. The central stele is made up of radial and exarch type of vascular bundle. Why it is called exarch type vascular bundles? In vascular bundle, protoxylem is placed at the central region and metaxylem is placed at the central region, and protoxylem, when it is placed at the peripheral region of the stele or root, such vascular bundles are called as exarch type of vascular bundle. Okay. The stele is protostele. Okay. The stele is protostele. There are two protoxylem groups and thus condition is Dyer's type. This is the description of transverse section of Cycas root or anatomy of young Cycas root. This is the photograph. See the epidermis or epiblemma in root. The epidermis is known as epiblemma because it is a root and it is protected by a thin cuticle also. Root hairs are shown in the photograph and multi-layered the cortex is shown and below that endodermis is there. Pericycle is shown, phloem is shown, metaxylem is present at the center, protoxylem at the peripheral region and this is the photograph of Cycas young root.